Welcome to the Whitetail Obsession Podcast with Dave Richmond and co-host Chris Worthing, where we talk and teach everything deer and turkey hunting related. Follow along as we help teach you tips and techniques about hunting, food plots, and habitat management strategies that everyone can use.
Chris, podcast 81, it's 95 degrees outside.
It's very humid here.
Burning up. Humid.
Very.
Today, what's the topic? Because it was
Today's
funny. 'Cause
today's July 4th, and I want
it
to
is.
say hope everybody in England has a lovely day at work.
Yeah. Now I got to work tomorrow.
Ooh,
But
bad.
it was funny because you were asking about the topic for today, and you said a topic, and I said, yeah, it's a good idea because Saturday I'm going to be recording a video kind of similar that's related to this, so
Okay.
we can kind of link all that in together.
All right.
So it works out. So what was your plan?
So, we were going to talk today about trail camera placement for summer scouting.
Ooh, nice one.
I got up this morning very early thinking I was going to beat the heat and stepped out the door and I was beat already. I was defeated.
Mhm.
I walked outside. It was 72 with 92% humidity. And here I am headed to the mountain. And I was going to collect a couple cards that are not cellular cameras
Mhm.
and freshen some scrapes and things. And it was steamy.
I saw your YouTube live come on.
Yeah. I just had a short segment on. I just wanted to say hi to everybody, wish everybody a happy 4th of July, and tell them what I was out doing this morning.
Burning up is what you were doing.
I was burning up. At that point, I had only checked one camera, and it was near the car. So I wasn't a total dripping mess at that point.
Nice. So trail camera placement and summer scouting.
Yes.
So I'll just kind of briefly talk about what I did last I think it was Sunday. Yeah, it was Sunday. So today's Thursday. So this past Sunday, I put 6 cell cams out on public land.
Mm-hmm.
This public land I scouted last year, and I had some nice bucks on there, and I only hunted it maybe 3 times.
Mm.
So this year I kind of expanded a little bit to a couple different parts, and I'm already getting velvet bucks on there.
Mm.
Now this place has decent sized timber, but there's also a lot of ag fields that they do plant. So there is ag on this public land. Looked like it was split, half beans, half corn. There's hedgerows. There's a lot of pines that butt up against hardwoods, and there's several swamps. So where I put my cameras at are basically where I think will be a good chance for velvet deer during early season, because we here in Maryland have that week to 10 days period where you have a chance of a velvet buck.
Yeah, you have an early season down there, earlier than
Yeah,
PA.
and this year I think it opens on the 7th.
Wow,
and
that's
it
early.
and it's usually the 9th. So we even have a couple more days of a possible chance of a velvet.
Wow.
And 2 years ago, 2 years ago, I finally shot. I lived in Maryland my entire life. 2 years ago, I finally shot a velvet buck in
Did you
Maryland.
pick him up yet?
No,
Because he's done and ready.
I have not picked them up. I have not had a
Okay.
chance to go there, so I
Okay.
still got to pick that up. But
All right.
my plan is I put these cameras. Basically, I put them back into the timber in pinch points where I think that they would be bedded. They would go through the pinch and work their way out to the ag fields in the afternoon.
Okay.
Now, I'm far enough back in to where, because it's public land, so it's going to be pressured. So they're probably not going to get to that ag field, in daylight. They're probably going to hang back in a little bit because it is public land. So I'm back into the timber in pinches where the cameras are, and I'm already getting velvet bucks.
Now, is this one of the spots that last year you set up on the back of a cattail swamp? Is this
No,
the same?
that's a
Total
completely
different
different
piece?
public land.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, that place is basically pure ag. I mean,
Have
there's
you been to that place yet and set
I
up cameras there yet?
I have 3 cameras there now.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. Now this place does have some cattail swamps. So I'm near them as well. Um, but that's kind of my strategy. I'm getting velvet
Hmm.
bucks, but later into this podcast, I want to just talk about that more because this Saturday, yeah, today's Thursday. This Saturday, I'm going to the place that you just talked about.
Okay.
I'm going there, but I'm going in the afternoon, late in the day.
All right.
So I don't know if I told you, but I think I told you. I bought finally, after years of hunting, I finally bought a what do you call
I want to say telescope, but
it?
it's not
Spotting scope.
spotting scope,
I finally bought myself a spotting scope. It's not the
right?
most expensive one. It was like $400.
I got a
But
cheapie.
yep, it's I used it one time. But 3 years ago, I bought the Tacta Cam
Eye spotter.
thing, the eye
Yeah.
spotter that mounts on there.
Yep.
I haven't set up. I haven't really used it yet. So my plan is this public land is basically pure ag,
Hmm.
very little woods, but there is big bucks there. And I've talked about this spot a few times. I'm going there Saturday afternoon and I'm going to set up on the bean fields. I'm going to drive up and down the road looking for spots that I can see. And I bought a window mount to where I can mount this spotting scope on the
Oh,
window and
okay.
I can spot. And I'm going to be recording a video there talking about why
Okay.
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Um, but the reason why is purely for to tell me what's there.
Hmm.
It's going to tell me what bucks are within that area because it's based. I don't want to say too much because I'll give the spot away, but it's in a very remote area where there's only one way in and one way out.
Okay.
So these deer are kind of trapped there basically.
Hmm.
Um, so it's going to tell me what's there, but there's pros and cons of that because where they're at there in July 6th is not where they're going to be at probably after opening day.
Right.
You know, because it's pressure, they're all going to
Yeah.
change. The velvet's going to fall off, and they become
Hmm.
a different animal.
Yeah.
So it's good in a way because it at least gives you,
Well, you want to know if it's worth going there.
yes, it at least gives you hope that hey,
Yep.
there is something good there to go after.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm going to talk about it more in the video. But
And that's what it's
that's
all about.
that's what I'm doing Saturday, and I've never
Yeah.
really done that because I just was never really interested in summer, you know, scouting like that
Yeah.
because it gives you false hope for the season,
Right. Right.
so I just never really wasted my time with it.
Yeah.
Um, but now that I got the spotting scope and it'll be a cool video. Hopefully I
Hmm.
see something, but um, it's just it changes when opening day starts. Now, if this was 100% private land, hundred, several hundred acres remote, then yeah, I would be all for
Right.
spotting them, coming up with a plan because they wouldn't be as pressured and you would be able to catch them
Yeah.
on a
You'd actually
regular.
have a chance of maybe patterning them.
Yeah, but like I mentioned, this spot last year on a few podcasts ago, I had summer bucks on trail cameras. I mean, beautiful buck, big ones.
Hmm.
Literally that morning of opening morning, they were all gone.
Yeah. It
So
happens.
it's that's my plan.
Hmm.
That's where I put my cameras. Um, and I'll probably maybe go there once more before the season, maybe relocate a couple, but that's basically my strategy. For summer scouting.
Yeah.
I think it gives a lot of people a lot of false hope when they see all these velvet deer. And the private land's a little bit different because you got food plots, it's way less pressure, so you'll have a better chance. But the public land thing at least gives you hope that something is there.
All right. So that's Saturday upcoming.
This
Now, that's this
2 days,
Saturday.
2 days.
Yep.
Yep.
So I get up this morning and I head to the spot over at the mountaintop. And first set I check, I bump well, I bumped some turkeys. Well, I didn't bump them, but I drove in, like you said, it's kind of same way. Drive in one way and out the same. And on my way in, past the landowner's place, I saw a nice hen with a bunch of chicks. I mean, little chicks, poults that were only maybe 4 or 5 inches tall, running
Mm-hmm.
around the yard with her. And they're like pets over there at his place, though. He has bird feeders out, and they come in all the time. So I thought, wow, this is pretty cool. That was worth the travel over here, just to see that. Well, then
Mm-hmm.
I parked the car and I head down my first road, and logging roads is what these are basically. And there was an old log landing area there at one point in time that's sort of still cleared out. So I walk down there past the landing, and I have a spot that pretty much every year is like a community scrape right there. And it's on a ridge top. So there's a ridge line that runs across the hillside, and everything travels this thing. And I knew putting that camera there, I was going to get pictures of who knows what. You know, I'm waiting for a bear to show up. I haven't got a bear picture yet, but
Mm-hmm.
I have everything in between. I've got bucks, I've got does, I've got trophy looking turkeys. I mean, I don't, where was these things at when I was hunting?
No,
Big
no, they're
long beards dragging on the ground. I
they're
got
never around when you
porcupine.
want them.
No, I got porcupine, possums, coons. Everything's right in my scrape, walking right through it, you know. And I've done something I've never even told you this. I started making my own scent beads this year. I get those Orbeez or whatever they're called. I started getting some Orbeez and loading them up with different scents and stuff, and placing them in my scrapes so that I don't know if it works or not, but I'm trying it this year. You know me, I'm an experimental guy. I like doing this stuff. And so I'm trying it this year. Uh, but I've noticed though, when I place those things, when I go back, majority of them are still there. So I don't know if they're actually releasing the scent like they're supposed to, or what.
Mm-hmm.
So I place some of them out and I stomp on a couple of them, just to release some of it, just to make sure that it's doing their job. But anyhow, yeah, the very first set I go in, and it looked like something actually worked the scrape a little bit. So I pulled that card and I come home, and the started scrolling through some of the pictures, and like I said, there's everything except for a bear. And the I got to this one spot, and I had a little buck in there, little scrubber in there, and here I could see his one hoof, in the picture, like he was dragging his hoof back. He actually scraped the ground a little bit there. I mean, it's probably not real action,
Mm-hmm.
but he was scratching at the dirt right there in the mock scrape that I'd made. So that was pretty cool picture to get. Um, and then I moved on down the ridge, and I delved over the ridge and went down toward the river where I had shot a bear a couple years ago. I placed a camera down there, and that's not mock related, but just trying to get some intel in that area to see, because 2 years ago I actually placed a camera down there and was getting nice pictures of bucks and things. But what drew me to that spot was I had a bear come through there on a regular basis. And I believe that is the bear that I shot. Remember, we had talked a couple podcasts ago about, did you ever get on trail camera the animal that you killed?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that was one of the ones that I was talking about. I believe that bear I was getting on camera through intel. And when I set up there in bear season, I believe that's the bear that I shot. So that was pretty cool. So anyhow,
Mm-hmm.
I put one there over the mountain, almost to the river, on that. What is that? That's a southeast facing slope is what that is. So anyhow, I come back up over the top of the mountain, run right into some deer, and went to one spot where there's another community scrape, which this spot I don't even hunt, but I like to gather intel there just because it creates good pictures. And for these scent companies, they like pictures. So I like to set up a mock there because I know it's going to be an area that they're going to come to all the time. And it didn't disappoint. Um, there was a couple deer in it, a pretty decent mid-sized buck. Not something that I would probably actually go after ever, but it was a decent little buck came through there. What else did I do? Oh, now that I have some of these reveal tacticams, you and I talk a lot about it. I have the one camera that is not active right now. So I set it to check 2 pictures a day it sends me just to make sure that the camera's still alive and well. And I get 2 bars on it. It shows full battery and I'm getting 0 animals, right? So I should be able to tell tonight at 7 p.m. because I have the camera set at 7 when it sends me pictures. I walked in front of that camera. I reset everything, put resented everything, put new scent in it, stuff on the licking branches and everything. Walked in front of that camera, spent a good 5-8 minutes in front of that camera. So I should get pictures of myself on that camera tonight. If I
Mm-hmm.
do not, I'm going to know something's wrong with the camera,
Yeah.
because I spent some time in front of it. So anyhow, I got into that spot, and this is where it gets into, you know, talking about a little summer scouting. That spot has been so hot for me the last couple of years, and some mega giants on camera. And of course, yeah, I've never seen them again in my life after hunting season started, just like you were just saying.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a really heavy trail. It's a game trail, and I've got everything on that trail before. I put a camera there in years past, and I've got bears, a coyote, and deer. Well, I deployed another camera there today just to see if they're skirting my camera. You know, um, if I don't get anything on that camera, the secondary camera, I know they're not in the area.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I don't get them in my scrape, they're usually skirting me on that game trail. And like I said, if I do not get anything on that camera, I just know they're not there, and it's time to move all those cameras out of there.
Well, they could be there in a month from now.
They could be. That's why I just stuck it there, and I'm going to let it soak. And if I don't get something by the end of August, beginning September, I'm moving them,
Mm-hmm.
and I probably won't hunt that area. Who knows? Maybe I'll catch something. Maybe there's something going on there. Um,
If it's been a hot spot, me personally, I would leave like I would leave a camera there
right?
since it's been hot, and then maybe it'll become hot, and then you can go
Maybe,
kill something.
maybe it could be becoming hot. I don't know. But there is several factors where um, the cameras might tell me something. You know, and that's why I do these mock scrapes and go out and put some blind sets up like this now and then, because the summer scouting time is a time for intel, and this area could be spoiled. And what I mean by that is it's not too far from a uh, a national park.
Mm-hmm.
So this is all federal land, public land, and there is some hiking trails there. So who knows? Maybe there's not too far away from where I am located there. Uh, maybe people are using those trails hot and heavy this year and just busting everything out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as the crow flies 300-400 yards away, I'm on the border of that land, and there's some private camps that way, that direction. Who knows? Maybe they're crossing over on mountain bikes or bicycles or nature walks or something. I don't. They might be busting everything out. Who knows? So I don't know. I'm hoping to catch something that'll tell me some concrete evidence. But that's why we do these things. Um, like you were saying, it makes it worth. You know, you got to know if it's worth going into that area at
Hmm.
all. You know, um, but normally I use the same hotspots every year for trail cameras, and they're usually fill the SD cards up with good critters. But
Hmm.
this year I kind of been striking out on my old standby spots, and I have new spots set out that are like carrying the weight, man. Uh, that are
Well,
just doing really well.
I'm still kind of learning these two public land spots because I didn't hunt public land for 15 years. I gave
Right.
up on public, so I just kind of got back into it 2 years ago.
Hmm.
So I'm still learning these two spots.
Yeah.
But it's fun. See
I
what
mean,
happens this year.
I don't know. Do you think there's other people in the area where
Oh
you're
yeah,
going? I mean,
yeah.
I don't. I very rarely ever see anybody. I mean, very rarely
Now
ever
when I
see
go
anybody.
there in the summer for scouting, I don't see a soul.
Right,
I
right.
I
But I
see
mean, in hunting
nobody.
season, you
Oh yeah, yeah. There's people there.
there's other people.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I rarely see, and usually I don't see them. I hear some knucklehead trying to rattle and grunt or something like that. A couple years
Or
back, I seen an orange hat go by me through the woods one time, and then
yeah,
all I heard all day was some guy just crashing antlers all day long, and I was like, "Geez, give it up, man."
yeah. Here, I mean, the public lands around here. I mean, you can't hunt any of them without seeing people. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that hunt them, so it's hard.
Well, luckily, I could probably go days without seeing anybody.
No, I probably
You
shoot
know.
last year when we hunted the one public land. I think Zach went with me. We got a hotel and everything. Hunted 2 days. Every single hunt, I had somebody walk by me.
Yeah, that's
I had
irritating.
I had kids running out in the field, and it was a disaster.
Mm,
So,
yeah, that could be irritating.
yep,
Hmm. So what else you got?
that's pretty much it. I'm gonna see how Saturday goes. I'm gonna try to get some good spotting scope footage with this what's it called?
I think it's called eye spotter or something
Eye
like that.
spotter. Yep, I got the batteries charging
Something like
now. I got the ring for it. I got it all set up,
that. Hmm.
and we'll see. I'll see what kind of footage we can get. And I'll probably give it a few more days, and or probably next weekend maybe I might go down to the other spot that I just went to this Sunday, and maybe want to change one or two, and then just let them simmer.
Yeah.
My scouting for the summer will
So
just I'll let my cameras tell me what to do, what's going on.
so are these pretty much blind sets? Are you putting up any mocks, any scent or anything sticking out? Just
They're
blind?
basically on travel routes through pinch points.
Okay, you're just
Just catching them walking through.
okay.
Yep. And then let them simmer. I got some work to do on the farm. I got some tree stand stuff. I gotta make a trip up there. I gotta replace a couple stands. I gotta fix some trails, and then plant my fall food plots mid-August or so. And then I finally got an email from Stealth Cam. My 360 camera will be here tomorrow.
Nice.
So that 360 cam, I'm gonna put that out at the farm.
Hmm.
I don't know, a couple weeks, a few weeks from now. I got a solar panel for it, and we'll see how that does. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Nice.
That'll get a 360 view of the ag fields there and all that. So
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah. Hmm. Well, I'm still learning how to use these reveal cams.
Now you
Uh,
just got to get a 3.0.
oh, gee, yeah, the new 3.0. I just got the 2.0 gens, and now they come out with a 3.0.
Yep.
So
Well, that's what happens when you buy this stuff. You buy cell
yeah.
cams. They always come out with something new, just like
Hmm.
Stealth Cam and whatever it is. They,
Well, I
there's
went ahead
all there's always something new every year.
2 years ago. I ordered a second one of these, and within a week,
The
they
six
came
point.
out. They came out with the new one.
I know.
They came out with the what's those new ones called? The Extreme or whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's like me. I like the GoPros, Well, you buy a GoPro. I got the GoPro 10 or 11 or something. Now they got like the GoPro 13. And every year it makes you want to buy it because they have all these new features and
Yeah,
stuff, and
right.
it makes you want to buy it. But like I saw this 360 cam from Stealth that I've never had a 360 cam. I mean they're relatively, I guess, new technology, I guess, but um I never had one, so I'm like, I gotta have that camera. So I ended
Well,
up buying it.
I think I think they I think Tacticam, like, where can they go from here with the little cameras, you know?
Hmm.
I mean, there's not too many more features you can put in there that they can do, you know? Um,
Well,
I mean,
same with the
they came
GoPro.
out with that one, what is it, 6.0 or whatever, it's square. That's
Hmm.
the only thing they did is, I mean, yeah, I guess it has a touch screen on it, but how big could that touch screen be? It's gotta be
Right.
tiny,
Yeah.
you know? It's
Yeah. I mean,
probably hard to navigate, but I mean, yeah, I kind of wish I had it, but like, do I need another one? No, I've got a wide, 2.50s, a fisheye, you know, so I got four of them with a remote.
the only thing that could continuously really improve, I mean, the footage, the video quality, I mean, everything,
Yeah,
it's
quality, but
becoming 4K and stuff now. But
yeah,
the
price of
best thing that I like with the GoPro is the built-in uh
stabilization.
stabilization. I mean, the one I have, I think it's the 11. I mean, it is amazing. I
Yeah,
mean, you could hold it and walk with it, and it looks like you're sitting still. And
that is crazy.
each year it gets better and better. Like I think they have the 13 now. I saw videos, reviews on it and stuff. I mean, it is wild. I mean, there's people snowboarding with it and all this stuff, and it looks like it's on
Even
a professional gimbal.
even the past models way back. That one I bought off of you, what was it? A five black or
Five,
five? It was a five,
five, yeah.
five black. I mounted that thing to the handlebars of the four wheeler
Hmm.
when we were uh, chain dragging in the soybeans at the old farm, and that video
Yeah.
was smooth even
Hmm.
back then. And I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" I
Yeah.
thought this is going to be the worst thing
Hmm.
I've ever watched.
Yep.
But that video actually turned out really smooth right on the handlebars. I couldn't believe it,
Yeah, it's crazy.
how that stabilization worked so
You should
nicely
see
in the
this
GoPros.
this 11 that I have. I
I
mean, I
can't
can
even imagine.
I can run with it, and it just smooth all the way through.
That's
It's crazy.
weird. That's
Well,
weird. Technology is
yep.
crazy.
Podcast 81.
Okay, guys, happy scouting.
Yeah, I haven't asked this real quick. I haven't asked this in a while, but if anybody enjoys the podcast, leave us a review on Apple or Spotify or whatever.
Right.
Give us a 5-star review.
Well, and I just want to add, comment somewhere, either Dave's channel, my channel, or on these. Uh, Let us know what you want to hear about, so
Hmm.
that we can have a topic that you want, and we'll
We
spin
can
it.
make it. We can make it happen.
Yep, we'll spin it, and we'll do a topic on whatever you'd like.
Yeah, let
So
us know.
happy 4th of July, guys.
Yep.
Happy scouting. See ya.
Later.